For the past week, Sri Lanka has been roiling under heavy protests as anger over the government's mismanagement of the country's economic crisis spilled onto the streets. Sri Lankans have made their dissatisfaction against their president clear. But Gotabaya Rajapaksa has now refused to step down. In the latest, a senior Sri Lankan lawmaker has issued a rather grim warning. The Speaker of Parliament, Mahinda Ayappa, has said that the country's 22 million population was facing an imminent threat of starvation. He further said that the food, gas and electricity shortages will only get worse. Today will be the second day of the special debate in the Parliament session. President Gotabaya Rajapaksa is in attendance. For now, Sri Lanka is without a finance minister, an energy minister and an oil minister. The President held a meeting with the government MPs on Wednesday. The topic of discussion is contested. While some said it was over the appointment of the new cabinet ministers, others say that it was focused on resolving supply chain issues. President Rajapaksa, who hails from Sri Lanka's most powerful political dynasty, this week has found himself in the middle of a political crisis after 41 members of his ruling coalition quit and became independent legislators. The opposition too declined Rajapaksa's offer to join hands with the government for an interim government. Facing a series of setbacks, Rajapaksa yesterday revoked the emergency rule ordinance that went into effect last Friday. The revocation came as a sudden move as ratification by Parliament is due today. The Sri Lankan government has meanwhile appointed a 3-member advisory group to assist the government to engage with the International Monetary Fund and help navigate the economic crisis. The root of the crisis, which is the worst that the country has witnessed in several decades, lies in economic mismanagement of successive governments. The country's foreign exchange reserves have fallen by 70% in the past 2 years, making it hard for the country to import essentials, including food and fuel. In fact, on Wednesday, the Sri Lankan rupee plunged to become the world's worst performing currency. Now, for more on this, our correspondent Dasuni Athora has sent us this report from Colombo. Take a look.
As Sri Lanka's lawmakers ended another inconclusive day in Parliament where neither the governing party nor the opposing parties failed to come to a common ground in order to come out of Sri Lanka's current economic crisis, the average citizen of Sri Lanka still continues to stand in line for hours for basics such as fuel, as you can see right behind me. That's not all. Citizens' protests, which are now largely seeing youth participation, will take place in the evening hours today as well, with several protests scheduled to take place in the next couple of hours here in Sri Lanka. Stay with WION for the very latest on the Sri Lankan economic crisis. Reporting for WION World is One from Colombo. I'm Dasnia Powder.
WION World is One is now available in your country. Download the app now and get all the news updates on the move.